この後もお話、名刺交換、ネットワーキングしていただけますと幸いです。次のセッションは今日のこのカンファレンスルームでは最後のセッションになります。Mastering the Art of the Pitch, Unlocking Startup Success ということで、今2月に向けて、2月19日に行われるグローバルギャザリングがあるんですが、そこで行われる、ピッチ2東京、大きなピッチ大会もあったりします。そこに向けていろんなトークセッション、かつ去年登壇いただいた予選に出ていただいた方もいらっしゃったりするので、ぜひどんな風にピッチを活躍できるのか気になる方参加いただければと思っております。Thank you so much for attending the session. The next session is the last session of the conference room. Session is about mastering the art of the pitch, unlocking startup success. So if you're into that one, please come to the conference here. If you attend online, please stay here a bit. Thanks so much. And we have the translation tool, text-based. So if you, the session is led by in English. So if you want to see the session in Japanese, please feel to use that tool. はい。ですね、翻訳ツールもあったりしますので、ぜひ次のセッション、英語で進行していきますが、日本語で参加したい、見てみたいという方は、今、スクリーンに投影している QR コードをスマートフォンなどで、スキャンいただいて、日本語も確認しながら見ていただければと思います。それでは、準備でき次第進めてまいりますので、少々お待ちください。
Thanks for joining us. Just a second. I need to prepare for the slides. All right, sorry for delayed. We had a last session over time, so it's already 20 minutes late, but we are going to start this session, Mastering the Art of the Pitch, Unlocking Startup Success. My name is Tatsuo Ogura, moderator for this session from Venture Café Tokyo program partner. And we have great guest speakers here today. Next to me, Yu Li Shein from Founder Institute Japan, and Kensuke Kubota from Takeoff Tokyo, and Jason Chen from Wada Foodtech. Thank you for joining us today. And today we are talking about the role of pitch for startup success and growth, which is really important for making the growth of the startups. And actually, we are going to host big event global gathering, which is one annual event for Venture Café. Tokyo hosts this second year in a row. It's going to be held on February 19th, 2026. So please put the date, save the date on your calendar, and you can sign up from this QR code. We have Venture Café's global network, and today we are going to discuss about the pitch for startup. we're gonna host Pitch to Tokyo, which is the global pitch contest from those all Venture Cafe Global Network, the winner of each locations coming together in Tokyo, and they're gonna have a pitch contest, Pitch to Tokyo final on February 19th. So please check that out. And if you're a startup, please apply for Pitch to Tokyo Tokyo Regional Round, which will be held on November 20th. And application will be closed in 1 week. So please don't miss it. But last year we had this global gathering first time in虎ノ門 Hills Forum, which is building next to this building. As you can see, there are a lot of vibes and a lot of people, about 1,000 attendees coming together, and from 83 countries and regions. 59% are from overseas, not non-Japanese. So that was a truly global event held in Tokyo. And 23 startup ecosystems and communities coming together, and we are trying to connect the ecosystems all over the world. So that's global gathering, and Pitch to Tokyo, which we will hold. So please try if you are interested, and please join the event. So now that's the background of this session, and we are going to introduce our great speakers here. So first, Yu Li, can you introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Yu Li. Most of the people know me as a Founder Institute. I'm a director of Founder Institute, like Japan, Korea, and Taiwan. I will give a very brief explanation about the Founder Institute later, and I'm also a venture partner of the Open for Tokyo. I'm also a startup advisor, and then also advisor of some large enterprise as well. My main background and expert is new business development, partnership development, global expansion, GTM, and then startup community building, accelerator program running, that kind of things are my expert. I have more than 12 years on that expert, and I have lived in United States more than 3 years, India 2 years, and Japan more than 10 years, so I can speak English, Japanese. I am originally come from Myanmar, but I can say that Japan is more, I live more in here. Founder Institute is the world's largest early stage global startup accelerator. It's a Silicon Valley based. We have more than 8,000 portfolio. We are running our program more than 250 cities. And then we have more than 35,000 mentor networks and plus 10,000 plus VC networks. So apart from that, we are also a VC accelerator to our VC lab, the sister company. We have launched the VC more than 800 in last 4 years, which is already collected the LP money, like more than $3 billion in the last 4 years. So, I'm also multiple hats that I have. As a Founder Institute, we also have our own fund called Founder Capital. We only fund to the best performer of the Founder Institute, and Co-Capital is a follow-up fund of the Founder Capital. So after graduating from the Founder Institute, people who are ready to go to the next market, this is how our expertise, GTM, and the money we come in. And our Global Accelerator program is currently recruiting, which is the final deadline is going to be this Sunday. A quick advertisement, sorry for that. Thank you. This is about me.
Thank you, Yu Li. So we are going to discuss about the page, and I will ask you some question from the accelerator perspective. Thank you. So next, Kensuke, please introduce yourself.
Yeah, so sorry for not showing my brief introduction of the deck. So I'm a Ken from Takeoff Tokyo. So we are I think one of the most international startup conference organized only in language in Japan. Me personally inviting a lot of startups and investors to our event happening on March 31st and April 1st. And then, yeah, today I'm just very happy to, be on this session with all the great founders and Ogura-san. So thank you for having me.
Thank you, Ken. So as you said, Takeoff Tokyo is one of the biggest global startup events in Japan. So I will ask some question, and I would love to hear from the perspective of the event organizer. All right, so next, Jason.
Yeah, thank you very much for the opportunity to have some sharing here. I would like to introduce ourselves from three perspectives. One is what we are doing. Second is who we are and how we are doing. Firstly, what we are doing, we provide warm and fresh meal boxes to busy city people in just 9 seconds. And who we are, we started from Hong Kong. I'm from Hong Kong, and I started in University of Tokyo in electronic engineering. And then I have been spending around 8 years in Japan. Our co-founder team is a mix of Japan and Hong Kong with food scientists in Japan and Hong Kong's technology. Then how we are doing? We are expanding from Hong Kong to Japan and then Australia, UK, US. We completed our latest round with $5 million and totally we raised $10 million so far. We will have our Series A in next June. So far, our solution have been verified by 1 million meal boxes sold using this hot chain technology. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason. And you are one of the contestants from last year's Pitch to Tokyo regional round.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity.
So yeah, I would love to hear some, your experience from last year as well. All right, so we have these three great speakers here to discuss about the pitch, how important it is for the growth of startups. So the first topic would be that what actually the pitch really is, how important the pitch is for startup from accelerator perspective. Can you talk about that?
Can I start?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I mean, when you talk about the pitch, we have to think first who we are pitching, why we are pitching. So I think you imagine mostly for getting investment from the investor first, right? Or maybe partners or a customer probably that you might get to work with it. So we have to know their shoes, so their point of view, what they are looking for. So the first thing is you must done your business thing, very business thing, which is, especially we are talking about the global pitch. So the Japanese, are you pitching to the Japanese investor or are you pitching to the foreign investor? If you're pitching to the foreign investor, you must follow the structure, which is the basically what they're looking for. The one-liner, problem statement, solution, right? How you are making money, business model, tractions, how big your market is, right? Team, GDM, and what is your ox. Make sure that you have the basic structure follow. And third thing is don't fill up with a lot of fluff. When you lost your investor interest is if you are full of fluff or a lot of text, they just lost interest. That's very common things that I see. So one slide, one message, you are not writing a novel. You are writing the pitch deck, so to get the interest from the investor. So I think make sure that you are having the business one, and I can talk more one by one, that I mentioned that the business components thing. but I like to give a chance to the other speaker. We can go with like a kind of dynamic conversation style. I think as a first step, those are the my point of view very briefly. Okay, thank you.
Should I go second?
Yeah, sure.
So I think the insight that I can share with you guys about the pitch as a conference organizer. So last year, we had the Y Combinator startups to pitch at Takeoff Tokyo. And if you look at the pitch slides that they prepared for the investors, it's basically they have only like 7 or 8 slides. And then talking about revenue, and then their team, their the background, and also who they are getting investment. So imagine if you invested and then giving money to someone else. And probably if you give money to someone else, you are kind of expecting something to be back in the future. So the market should be very huge. You should be very trustworthy person. And also if you're very early stage of startups, I think one of the biggest factor for you to get investment is what kind of person you are. So they have to kind of trust in a team. I think, yeah, that's the kind of brief insight that I have for now.
Thank you,
What do you
Ken.
think?
Do you have any additional comment from entrepreneurs'
Yeah.
perspective?
Yeah, from the point, the perspective of a founder who I'm pitching. Yeah, so I have to say that the so-called success rate for pitching is super low. I deliver hundreds or more than 1,000 of pitching, and finally we got 4 venture capitals invested in our company. So the success rate is super low. On the other hand, I'm still on the learning curve for improving the pitching, and I believe we need a better degree, a 4-year degree, to make it perfect. So here, I would like to share some humble ABC for pitching. A is ambition. Ambition. We, as a founder, we are going to change the world. We need to show the investor we have such ambition during our pitching to conquer the world and change the industry. B is benefit. Benefit. What kinds of benefit we can provide to our investors, to our business partners, and our end users. Then C is contrast. Contrast. I think many of us love the Hollywood movie. So why Hollywood movie is so interesting? Because the contrast is so strong. We easily know good guys, bad guys, and how might we introduce such contrast to our pitching? Before the solution, after using the solution, before the investment, and after the investment. So we emphasize such contrast in our pitching. So ABC, ambition, benefits, and contrast.
Like, what was the most successful pitch you ever done? And have you ever raised the investment from the pitch?
That's a very interesting question. So far, we are backed by 4 venture capitals from Japan, Singapore, and Hong Kong. Then also 2 CVC. So I have to say that different countries, as Yu Li mentioned, different countries have different preference. Yeah. Different preference. And something are common. I believe benefits and contrasts are common. And about ambition, maybe it is different culture.
All right. So we got great 3 tips: ambition, benefit, and context. You said.
Contrast.
Yeah. So about storytelling, about your product or services, what you are providing to the society. So from accelerator perspective, do you agree? Which one's really important, as Jason suggested?
I believe the 3 things that he's mentioning is really make sense, because as a founder point of view, he summarized everything into that 3 topics is really good. And I'm also learning like how that you summarize the overall thing. Plus, I think in order to come that conclusion, I believe he has pitched more than 100 times, right? So that's an important thing is that even though no matter how much you know, how is a format should be look like, what is going to be right, design is very beautiful. But you need to pitch a lot of people to get a lot of feedbacks to able to contracts, confident, and do it. So this is how our accelerators provided that one. We bring the, for example, one program, like founders are maybe 20 to 30 people. We bring 45 mentors. So they pitch every day. Within the 3 months, they said that the people in just 3 weeks, the number of mentors that I'm talking and pitching, give it the feedback. If I arrange by myself, I need to arrange maybe 1 year, like with my own connections. So I think practice is really important. That's what I want to say. I think another one thing that from my insight that I want to say is before because investors don't care and invest in the slice, right? They invest a really metrics data or how is this growing? Is this are you talking your assumption? Are you talking the user really insights, right? Are you talking the number or are you talking the like flop? So they can understand. So if you are floppy, they will say that next. So if investor is saying that I'm interested in you, I want to learn more, it means it is a kind of good signal. So we have a different kind of pitch. You also have to understand that 1 minute pitch, 3 minute pitch, or 5 minute pitch, or like a next step, you can go more details, like 7 minutes pitch. So depends on how much time allocation that you get, you have to master in every minute. You must have a different version. That's one thing that I like to add. I agree everything that what he said.
Ken, do you have any additional comment on that?
Like, for my information, please remind me whether you're an investor, you're an investor as well. What are you a founder? What are you a founder and you're an investor, right?
What you are founder and investor?
You're investor. Are you investor?
Our global accelerator is investing or not, like
Yeah,
that?
like, are you guys investing in the startup as a founder institute?
As a founder institute, we have a fund.
Yeah.
So we invest to the top performer.
Uh-huh.
Yes, so like I mentioned that in the things that we also have our own fund.
Yeah, so like obviously there are a lot of startups trying to get the funding from you guys, right? From the Founder Institute. And then how important is it to be super easy to be understood? Like, let's say I'm not like expert in biotech, but there are like startups in that industry and trying to explain what they're working on. Probably you're not going to understand 100%, right? So like how like crucial for startup founders to be super understandable for and as an investor.
You mean how you can how a lot of startup can stand out from our point of view like that, right? Do we get the investment from us or like get it selected? Mm-hmm. So as a founder institute, easy, we have a program. Yeah. So we have the privilege that we able to see the founder quality doing the program. So they also make their homework, right? There are so many accelerators with their conditions, with their preference, with their situation. They choose the accelerator based on their stage condition like that. So after they choose, they think that they probably wants to work with us, want to select it out, perhaps in an investment as well. So how we choose is to be stand up during the program and then become one of the best performers. So yeah, I mean, we see that if a founder is speedy enough, it's coachable or not, or like a kind of how he is possible to bring all together. For example, in our program, it's normal people need to figure out 2 years. During the program, we are asking them to be able to achieve 3 months. That's the reason that only less than 10% founders survive. So if you are a survivor, it means you are the higher chance to get investment standing up already. I mean, in terms of our accelerator perspective, I'm answering. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. But what about this kind of pitch, like at global gathering? So, like since you are like running the accelerator, you have a kind of long period enough to understand what the startups are working on. But at this kind of event, probably like those who are judging your pitch are not someone who's already understood what they are working on. So to someone like seeing your pitch deck or your presentation for the first time, what would be the best advice you have?
I mean, like, if you want to stand up, like first, like as a summary, not very long one, like Jason says, you have to be contracts and then they're confident. And then what is the benefit it's going to be? Like, as a summary, like he mentioned, that's one thing. But in order to become that, I suggest then, join as much as that kind of pitch. Or before that, joining the competition, maybe you get the feedback as much as potential member. Not through the accelerator only, like come to the direct venture cafe. Hey, can you listen my pitch there and listen? Like, depends on the feedback and upgrade. Without practicing, you will not be stand out. Especially if you want to get investment, so you also have a chance to like pitch to the investor. Practice is like one additional thing. I mean, without practice, you cannot be stand out in front of that organization. Yeah.
And I think depending on the situation, you have different purpose or like call to action. You may want to have like partner, investors, so you want to hire somebody. So it's really up to your purpose on that pitch. But I think, Jason, you have like thousands of pitch, right? But you have like each pitch, you have different purposes or trying to get as much investment as possible? Or?
Yeah, that's also a very important question. I would like to summarize that or express the feeling about pitching in a way of selling. We have three tiers of selling. Number one is selling the products. Selling products, sell the products. Number two is sales the benefits, sells the value. What kinds of value we can provide to our end users or even our investor. And layer number three is sales the dream. The dream. For founders, we sell our products to our clients. We sell our values, sell the benefits to the end users and also our employees or even investors. And layer three, we are pitching to sell the dreams to our co-founders, to sell the dreams to our investors when we can scale up and how we scale up and how they can get the investment back. So pitching is an art. And I'm very grateful that I'm still learning. I'm still having the opportunity to survive here. As Yu Li mentioned, survival is already very important. Survive here and improve how to sell the dreams to our investors, to our co-founders, and even our employees.
Okay, that's interesting story. Okay, so to Yu Li, I would like to ask another topic that, so what accelerators and investors really listen for from the pitch of the startups?
I think one thing they like investor heads up exists, right? So you generally imagine like when you go to the stage, most investors are already working on their PC and thing, like a kind of in the first slide that you say something. The similar one coming, not interesting, keep doing. So like the first slide to problem statements, if you cannot get their heads up it means it's mostly done. So you have to be really nearly in that investor heads up. And another thing that I think a fair advantage and unfair advantages of early stage and late stage also things, because a little bit, if you are later and later, I get the investment, you already prove it, right? You already have a traction. So you already get, oh, it's getting traction good, like getting another investment is also easier for them. But especially hard for the very early stage, who is trying to validate their idea, who is trying to get the investment. Those are the founders, the one that who has the most problem and challenging. I find it. So you really need it. For example, like the first sentences is first slide and then the last slide is stay the most on the stage when you're preparing time. So if you can get the first slide with the real world, not flop. For example, like let's say we are an end-to-end AI revolutionized enterprise solution. Nobody understands what is this. Like it's full of large AI revolutionized enterprise. Or who is you are targeting? What you exactly do? Or like how do you do? Nobody understands with that one sentence. So that one sentence is nearly down. It's also really important. So for example, our solution is like making the customer their schedule faster. So this is clear message who's their targeting, how they are doing, what they are doing. So this is one example. So each slide has a like very much, for example, and then the investor want, like getting the investor money is like, you need to prove that it is not like try to be wandering wrong idea. I have a lot of insight. I'm getting traction somehow. Whatever you can prove it, prove with the number in insights, like real number. So if you have some growth, I have a 2 contract with the entity data and KDDI. Just say with the number, not like a kind of, I have a potential. Don't never ever say like potential and those kind of things. The real number, like what you're doing, how you're doing, one slide, one message, because they invest on those data, not like I'm repeating again and again. Yeah, not to the flop.
Thank you. So you need to have the to the point message on each slide, and yeah, you need to have a clear target on each pitch, I think. Okay, so Ken-san, from last year's actually this year, Takeoff Tokyo, you have opportunity for startup to pitch, and you said there's some successful pitch, they got some investment. So do you have any real life example and to share any successful like startup pitch?
Talking to successful case we had at Takeoff was, let's say there's a company called Neuroport. The founder is like a female founder working on brain tech. That lady didn't speak like English like 2 years ago, and then she kind of like failed and almost was crying at a pitch stage. But like this year again, she did give it, she like gave her a try again, and then now secured 300,000 USD from Morgan Stanley. And then what was like different from last year was, as she mentioned, the slides she made was super understandable. Like one message on one slide, and then like real number, like revenue, and then how many clients they have, how many ARR, what was the ARR they have. Yeah, so that was like even me, without having an expertise of brain tech, it was like super easy to understand what they are working on, and also how much progress they had for even the past year. So I think, again, the numbers and how easy it is for investors to understand what you guys are working on is super important.
All right, thank you. So I want to discuss about how Japanese startups, making their like global attention through pitches. Like, usually Japanese people hesitate to pitch in English, but it's really important and to scale up to the global level. So can you have any?
I don't know like how many of our audience, I mean, how many of you are Japanese? I see like a lot of like, okay, nice. So at least we have one. As I mentioned, like you don't have to speak like perfect English. They don't really care about how perfect your English is. The matter is like how you can communicate with them. As long as the numbers and what you guys are working on makes sense to them, doesn't really matter. And then also, obviously nobody wants to listen to boring pitch, right? They don't like imagine you don't probably want to listen to like 5 minutes without any like fun contents. So you have to kind of gain that attention in the first place, kind of hook, then like make them heads up again. Yeah, probably you need to have like more humor than you are, like how funny you are in usual life. So yeah, you shouldn't be very concerned about the English a lot, and also you have to be add a little bit more sense of humor in your pitch.
Yuri?
If you don't mind, I want to add the one example. We have a multiple case study that Japanese founder joined our program with zero English, literally cannot speak. But she has a experience. It's like a 45 years old. It's a woman. Like when she comes, she only can speak the Japanese only. I need to have her translate. And she tried to catch up with the AI translation and thing. In the beginning that she was joining with the English speaking one, but that person does not have a passion, like Jason said, cannot show that because he's not a founder. He just pitch in English, but rate is so bad. And somehow say metaverse, the 3D, blah, blah, doing, nobody understand. And then Thai, she decided, no. Like we said that we don't get any energy. We don't understand what she's talking. She said, I also don't like him. He fired him. And then she's the one who is pitching. I'm going to pitch in English. I will practice myself with the AI and thing. And what happened is in 1 month, she possible to come the one idea. Like my idea is, it's like a Canva for creating the 3D without escape. For 3D, Canva for 3D version. So after that, she possible to raise in 2 months, Isemaya, without even any products. But he has a great team. So what the important point is, like my Otai say is, it doesn't matter if you can speak Japanese again. You can practice with tons of AI tools and things. It's all about practice, and then there's somebody listening to you and give you the feedbacks to you. You must have that one before you pitch on the paper one. And more important one, hiding things in that successful process is, we ask every founder to pitch 1 minute pitch. Because if you said that I'm going to pitch on a PC, you start to get busy with the slides. And then what I'm going to put the each slide. Actually, this is a very wrong process, I can say that. You have to nail down 1 minute pitch first. 1 minute pitch is the most difficult, then 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 7 minutes. If you have more time, you can explain more. 1 minute pitch is going to be allowing you to talk more and more people. Get the feedbacks quickly. You cannot say when you come to the venture cafe, you can pitch 1 minute pitch 10 to 20 people easily. But you cannot pitch 10 to 20 people, hey, can you listen my 3 minute pitch, 5 minute pitch? You cannot do it. So if you pitch in a 1 minute pitch, you nail down, people understand what you're telling, they'll give you the feedback. Oh, they don't understand, they don't get it. I need to brush up and do it, things. I can also give additional one, how 1 minute should be is also. So 1 minute pitch, nail it down is super important. If people are not getting, I don't recommend to start even a slice or pitch on a stage. You are just going to be, like you might have a chance with a photo, oh, I got pitch, but the progress is nothing. Like people will not heads up, people will not interest, people will not say, hey, let's talk more, I want to learn more. They will not say, okay? So for the 1 minute pitch, what I want to say, it's like a movie series. Like Jason also mentioned that. Why Hollywood movies are so important? Because they understand the time allocation. Like every seconds for every components that I said, that they try to use that first trait of what I'm going to put, what words I'm going to choose. So do the hardest thing, and then do the later easiest thing, like 3 minute, 5 minute pitch.
So I believe, Jason, you agree on what Yu Li said, and I believe you have such kind of experience, or did you learn
Yes.
from your progress in pitching?
Yes, I think, let me have some additional comments, and I totally agree with Yu Li. And generally speaking, I found the beauty of less is more in our pitching. Less is more, and simple is beautiful. So I also make the mistake of over-telling so much details when I started my startups, when I started to pitch, maybe 5 years ago. So much information in the slides. And maybe I need to spend more than 10 minutes to explain just a few slides. That was totally a failure. Then I also see such a so-called common failure in some Japanese pitch contests. And I'm grateful that now I understand less is more. So our pitching is to secure the next meeting, is to secure the interest of the investors and business partners. So for example, at the very beginning, we tell them our solution provide hot and fresh meal boxes in just 9 seconds. Then they would ask, I don't need to tell more, they would ask, how does it work? So how can we compile such less is more slides or pitching in our presentation? That is also the homework I'm still working on.
Thank you very much. So that's the difference between presentation and pitch, I would say. So yeah, thank you for sharing your story. I think time is running out, but yeah, if there is any question from floor, okay.
Thanks for everything. It was inspiring and useful. I have a question. The first point you mentioned, Jason. I like the ABC, and especially the contrast. How? Actually, two questions. In terms of contrast, like how did you find that contrast is very important, and how do you use it in your pitch? Like, for example, with your product or without your product. So if you have any other type of contrast in your pitch, that would be great to know. And second question, when you were making a 1,000 pitch, did you have multiple type of presentation? Like it depends on who you're talking to, or you were consistent into one pitch stories, to train and keep working on it. That was two questions.
There's those two questions are very important. As I mentioned, we need a 4-year degree to so-called master the pitching. And you raised the two most important questions. About the contrast, let's think about, again, Hollywood movie. I think Hollywood movie is the most successful structure to create such contrast. We always have good guys and bad guys in the movie. That's why we feel amazed by such movie structure. Then how might we introduce such structure or such storytelling in our pitch? If we can successfully do this, then the investors definitely will request the second meeting. So, and back to your question, how might we have deep understanding about the pain points of our clients or even the pain points of our investors. Then focusing on these pain points, we consider how to create the contracts to promote our products. Regarding your second question, for me, definitely, before every pitching, I will look up the LinkedIn of our potential clients, potential investors, and try to guess their background and try to refine some details, to tailor-make some details for the pitching every time.
Thank you, Jason. Any other question? Okay, so yeah, I would like to. Oh, okay, one more question.
I want to understand how do you change your pitch based on to who you are pitching? Like, for example, if you're pitching to investors, I think it's very easy for everyone to imagine how you would pitch. But if you're pitching to potential partners or for clients, how would you pitch in that specifically to those personas?
To Jason or Yu Li? Okay. Yu Li, do you have answer?
I think we suggest, like, for example, let's say you are B2B, that you try to pitch to the potential partner. So, like, we generally suggest to have a two different version, like partner or like an investor. So don't include a lot of details and confidential things because you don't have, for the investor, you don't have hope because you want the money. You cannot have, most VC fund don't like to have a DNA or NDA either. So for the investor, you are clear, right? The format that you just need to send. For the partner one, some people don't care, they just send it, but which is like, if they got the insight, they just take away that your idea, they do themselves, there's a possibility. So don't give away a lot from money, just what they really need, what they are going to hook only provide it. Highly recommend to have a separate version from my perspective. I think you can hear from the Jason's perspective and other.
Do you have additional, Ken?
I think sales pitch and investment pitch is totally different one, right? Like to investors, you just have to explain who you are, what you're working on, and how like huge you the industry you are kind of like looking at. But like to the like your potential clients, they don't really like care about like how like much you're growing. They just like only care about how you're gonna solve my problem that I have. So that's the like absolute difference between sales pitch and investment pitch, I guess.
Thank you very much. So we are wrapping up this session with the information about Pitch to Tokyo, Tokyo's regional round, which will be held on November 20th. And as I told you, applications are now open, and it's going to be closed really soon, next week, in the end of October. So if you're startup and you are trying to, make something happen, you have any, dedicated goal, call to action, please try apply to this opportunity. So you can find the website, the application website from this QR code. Eligibility, your pre-seed to growth stage, startup, any stage, we are open to any startup. So yeah, and you are available to pitch in Japan on February 19th. Obviously, if you're competing in Tokyo, you'll be available, but which is really important for us because February 19th is going to be the final in the most important part of global gathering content. So please be available on February 19th, 2026 as well. Pitch format, 5 minutes maximum. You'll be cut off after 5 minutes. And pitch should be in English only. Unfortunately, not in Japanese or any other language. We will accept the English pitch for international format. And yeah, be creative and fun, telling your story, telling your passion. That's most important. And this year, we have theme of global gathering, and which is collective impact. So whoever trying to find any partner from this pitch to make collective impact, please try out. This is matrix that we are created to make the collective impact from issues and solutions. There are some, framework, but we accept any categories trying to find common agenda to make the collective impact. Finally, we have regional rounds from like 15 different venture cafe locations. So, all the winners coming together at Global Gathering Pitch to Tokyo Final. So even though you're not a startup, if you're interested to see that, global level pitch contest, please come over on February 19th, 2026. So again, this is an application form. Please try if you're interested. So are you ready? Everybody, let's make collective impact with the power of startups. All right, so please come over Global Gathering. We will have a great event, and this year actually we are expanding some venues from虎ノ門ヒルズForum, CIC Tokyo, and also Glassrock in collaboration with Mori Building. So it's going to be really exciting moment. All right, do you have any additional comment? All right, any of you have any comment? You're okay? You have?
Global Gathering last event was great. We just joining the one, we can meet the people around the world. Like, we really satisfied and happy to support as a founder institute to distribute to our network as well.
Thank you for your comment. So yeah, you can sign up from this QR code for Global Gathering. All right, it's a little bit late, but thank you for joining us. And yeah, please have a good rest of the night. Thank you very much.